All right, guys, let me know if you can hear me. All right. Hopefully you guys can hear me. Hopefully I'm on. Spam. 5x5, thank you guys. Appreciate it. Andy, names are flying by too fast. Ozark Negro, Lisa, Troll, thank you for the 5x5. All right. Give me 2 more seconds. Hopefully that helps a little bit. All right. All right, for those that don't know, I'm in Vermont. So the hotel I'm staying at is called Top Notch, right? Only here for a couple of days. And this is one of 2 fires that they set up for people to hang around. Clearly, I'm the only one here, which is good. Which is good because it allows me to talk without having to worry about people being around. There's another fire set like way over there. Not way over there, but over there. Probably about 50 yards away. That's a nicer one. So, not a nicer one, but there's a sort of a cover. So if it does rain, I'll hang out here for as long as I can. And then, then I'll go inside and do the live stream from inside the hotel or resort. This is actually a resort. I don't, whatever. Hotel, resort's all the same. So yeah, hopefully I can keep this focused on the fire. Sorry about all the moving around, but this should be good. All right. So this is what you guys will be looking at for the rest of the night. I should be doing an Angry Truth channel 1 a little later as well. That one's going to be really quick. But tonight, we're going to be talking about taking America apart from within. Now, the only reason why, guys, I am saying this is because we're watching so many things go down. And let's just forget about Israel. Well, not forget about Israel, but the whole Israel-Palestinian thing is part of another divisive moment in American history, as we are seeing around the world. And not so much around the world, but we're definitely seeing it here in the country. I guess it's around the world too. But we're going to focus more on the United States and what is going on here. So anyway, here in this country, guys, this is a very divisive year. Not even like, I've never seen anything so bad as I've seen, in the last, I would say, few years. But this year specifically is really bad. I mean, we got an election coming up that looks like it's going to go sideways. The Biden versus Trump. You got the Trumpsters versus the Bideners. That makes sense? I don't know. Maybe it doesn't. But anyway, you got a Ukraine-Israeli war going on. You have Taiwan, swearing that the Chinese are gonna attack. There are people that think China is gonna get attacked as well. Either way, if it goes down, if it doesn't, it's not it's not the end of the world. A $95 billion package of foreign aid was handed to Ukraine, Israel, and Taiwan, and a couple of other countries. So bad enough, guys. You had the Democrats stop Trump from building a wall, right? The wall was going to cost, what was it, 15, 20, $25 billion? And here they are handing out a $95 billion package to 3 countries. So that right there is more divisiveness, because obviously they didn't want to stop the migrants or the illegals from coming into the country, but they definitely want to hand out our taxpaying dollars to three countries I can fucking care less about. The illegal immigrant crime wave is skyrocketing all over the nation. It's not even just New York, guys. I mean, it's all over the place, and it's really, really bad. I mean, I've never seen the amount of crime shoot up the way it did. And some people will argue that it's not violent. Okay, that's not even a fucking argument that it's not violent. Crime is crime, and crime is minor crimes can sometimes, or rather often enough, be the gateway into bigger crimes. We've all seen it time and time again. We've seen when bad guys get away with shit, they feel emboldened to do more. What do you think is going to happen with these illegals? They're going to start doing more. They're going to get carried away. They're going to take it to a whole new level of bullshit, as we will see in the next few months, if not years. You had a Jewish professor who wasn't allowed to attend classes for fear of his safety. Meanwhile, he tried to get into the school to teach, and they told him he had to go home and teach via Zoom. But the but the kids that are protesting for Palestine and for pro-terrorism, if you will, are allowed to camp out on the lawns and carry on like assholes. Interesting shit, right? You have protesters throwing bottles at NYPD now, as were before. It was cool. You had the vice president? Or the vice chairman of Columbia College state they do not want NYPD on their property at all. Again, Jewish students are told to Zoom their classes and not attend school. Imagine that shit. Imagine being told, you guys can't come here because we're allowing protesters to carry on and act like jerks. I couldn't imagine it. Nonetheless, it's happening. Now, my bigger question for all of this is, how come there are not more Jews fighting back? I mean, there should be some massive pro-Israeli marches going on. But why aren't we seeing it? Why is the Jewish population constantly crying about the shit that's going on, but they're not gearing up to have a massive protest? They're not fighting back. They're not burning Palestinian flags. They're not doing any of these things, but they want everybody else to fight for them. How can you fight for a group of people who do not want to fight back for themselves? I don't understand it. And I asked the question, because I know a couple Jews, and I asked the question, and some of them just simply say that we're scared. We don't want to get beat up. Well, shit, man. You want everybody else to fight for you, but you don't want to fucking fight for yourself? That doesn't make any sense to me. It just doesn't. And being that, guys, we are watching history repeat itself in a similar manner. We are watching the same shit happen again. And I don't see why there isn't more pro-Israeli protesting, or just pro-Jews. Forget about pro-Israel, just pro-Jews. Just go out there with your yarmulkes and start throwing them at the fucking pro-Palestinians like ninja stars. Take them off your heads and throw them like frisbees right into the face of the Palestinian dudes. Do something. But to fucking sit here and do nothing, that's bad. Because it's empowering the people, the pro-Palestinian, the pro-Iranians, the pro-Iraqi protesters. It empowers them when you do nothing. I just don't, and again, and yes, Humberto, interesting name. Yeah, no one's coming to save America. And we have to save ourselves. And listen, I'm sounding like a broken record, guys. We need to save ourselves. We have so many problems coming down the pike, it's not even funny. And yeah, and Steel City, pro-America is right, because I noticed something at the pro-Palestinian march in D.C. when I was wearing my American flag shirt that said hard-working American. People were turning their faces up at my shirt. Meanwhile, I was there just to, show the lunacy that was going on. And yet people had an issue with my pro-America shirt. And I was hoping someone said something. One guy sort of did. He was like, what the fuck? And I turned around, I was like, what the fuck what? You gonna finish that sentence? And he turned around to his boys, and his boys looked at him, and he looked at me, and no one said another fucking word. And I walked away. Meanwhile, like I said, I was just there filming the stupidity that was the pro-Palestinian march in D.C. Anyway, not that all hell's breaking loose in New York City. The protesting in the colleges are getting out of control. Guys, along with the spike in crime, now we have protesters acting up and acting a fool at the colleges. Now listen, colleges are a scam. I mean, I'll say that till I'm blue in the face. Colleges are like one of the biggest scams known to man. I mean, they had a purpose, they had a usefulness at one point. But now they're just digging in your pockets and raping you, and then you're going out into the world, and there's no real jobs out there. Yeah, I could have simulated a fire on my laptop. That's a good one. But anyway, there's no real jobs out there. I mean, in fact, I know a lot of kids who went to college, became a police officer. I know a lot of guys that went to college and became a firefighter. Their parents spend all of that money to send them to school to turn around, grab a hose, and put fire out, which is a very honorable job and a way more exciting job than any other job on this planet. Still, I'd be damned if my kids go to college and they turn around to be a firefighter. Guess what you're paying me back, fucko? You're paying me back in Pepsis and whiskey, because there's no way you're getting away with that one. Anyway, we're going to talk about some of the protesting on the... And here's the problem with the protesting at the campuses, guys. Nothing's being done, right? In a lot of the cases, for example, in Colombia, the other day when I went there, when you guys saw the live stream, and I came there after the fact, they had arrested, I don't know, 28 of them or 30 of them or whatever it was at the Columbia College protest. Just for the kids to come back 2 days later, they expelled, I think it was like 5 or 6 students. All five or six are back on campus. Now the campus is Columbia, that is, they're being sued for kicking or expelling or suspending those kids out of school. So now they're being sued. It's Pepsi and milk is Laverne and Shirley, not Pepsi and whiskey. But anyway. So now colleges are scared. They don't know what to do. They're not sure what to do. And getting rid of kids who are being disruptive is an actual thing. But now colleges are scared to do that. So the people who are protesting are winning. They're winning, and nothing's going to be done about it. Kathleen said Columbia is now out for the semester. Is it really? I didn't know that. Anyway, the latest on Palestinian protesting on campuses, not just Columbia, but it's also NYU, New School, MIT, and Yale. Right, so a demonstration in New York University on Monday night turned chaotic, with the NYPD reporting that officers were pelted with water bottles after the university called them to assist dispersing a growing crowd. NYU is one of several American universities to erupt in discord amid the Israeli-Hamas war. Now, a lot of papers will call it Israeli-Palestinian, but it's Israeli-Hamas. And the people who are saying they're pro-Palestine, they're not pro-Palestine, they're pro-Hamas. Hamas is a terrorist organization, so what does that make them? Exactly. Police officers on Monday arrested protesters who had set up an encampment on Yale's University campus in support of the Palestinian cause. And again, it's not a Palestinian cause, it's a Hamas cause. Classes at Columbia University main campus, where more than 100 students were arrested last week. So I said 40, what does it say, 30? 28 to 30? It was 100 students last week following the war, over the war in Gaza, will be hybrid until the end of the spring semester. Hybrid meaning they're also doing Zoom classes now. So they are going to have some in-person classes, I guess like labs and shit like that. You have to be in person. And then the rest of it will be over Zoom. Pro-Palestinian encampments have also been established at the University of Michigan, the Massachusetts Institute of Technology, MIT, and California State Polytechnic University and Humboldt. So these are popping up all over the country, and it's getting interesting because remember, guys, a lot of these colleges, they were teaching kids their liberalist ways, their democratic ways. They were teaching them how to stand up for themselves. And now the colleges are not liking it because, as the saying has been floating around a lot lately, the chickens are coming home to roost. And that's the thing, tool maker. Yes, you take the cameras away from the protesters, no one will want to hear them. They'll be sitting out there in the rain, and no one will want to talk to them. No one will want to interview them. The problem is people keep interviewing them and showing what's going on. And that also includes myself. When I go down there and I do my live streams and I show that, these idiots are being idiots. It does lend to that argument that if we all disappear, they might disappear. Listen, there's some diehard protesters out there, that'll hang the whole way through. Listen, there's some of these protesters are probably doing this shit for extra credit as well. Keep that in mind. You got a very liberal professor. You got a very liberal professor. He's like, you know what? You guys can join in on the encampment outside. You could protest too, and I'll give you extra credit for it. Well, this will be your semester grade, whatever these psych patients think of next. All right, protesters remain at Yale a day after 45 pro-Hamas activists were arrested on campus. The arrest of dozens of pro-Palestinian, pro-divestment activists at Yale University didn't deter protesters from uniting from another demonstration Tuesday, which was today. Yale University arrested 45 people on Monday, charged them with criminal trespassing after they refused orders to leave. This is by the New Haven police. And yes, Yale's in Connecticut. About a dozen protesters remained Tuesday morning, some with sleeping bags in front of a school's library, but I think it's called Bennick Plaza. The scene of Monday's arrest was closed and under police guard. The rally echoed a spat of pro-Palestinian demonstrations unfolding across other college campuses. Tensions have escalated at many U.S. universities since October 7th terror attack on Israel by Hamas, in which about 1,200 people were killed, and Israel's subsequent war on Hamas in Gaza, which has since killed tens of thousands of Palestinian civilians, according to the Enclave's health ministry. At Yale, 45 people were arrested and charged by Yale officers with criminal trespassing in the first degree. Whoop-de-fucking-do. We know what that is, guys. Criminal trespassing in the first degree is a misdemeanor. So it's nothing. This will fall off their record. This will just, whatever. Dis-a-fucking-peer. We are not barbecuing. This is not my backyard. I am at a resort. It's people keep. Where are the hot dogs and the marshmallows? That's a bad combination, by the way. I'm sorry I said that. You put fucking marshmallows on your hot dog, you should be dragged out in the middle of the field and shot in the back of your head. But you didn't hear that from me. Following the wave of arrests, a group of about 200 protesters returned to block an intersection in Connecticut. And about 5 p.m., protesters were told to leave as police were ready to call the gathering an unlawful assembly. Protest organizers asked the group to disperse, and most returned to the campus to continue their demonstration. The roads were reopened. CNN did not witness anyone being taken into custody. Of course not, because they were just told to go from point A to point B. Yeah, cheesy pancakes. Cheesy pancakes and fluffy hot dogs with marshmallows on it. No, don't do it. No. Anyway. So here's an article talking about the widespread encampments popping up all over colleges nationwide. Inspired by Columbia's example, listen to this bullshit. Inspired by Columbia's example, Pro-Palestinian encampments spring up at colleges nationwide. Pro-Palestinian activists are cheering the encampments while Jewish campuses are calling for actions to stop them. This is where, guys, again, the Jews get together, you band together, you grab a couple of fucking things, you start grabbing bats and collapsible batons and pillows filled with fucking rocks, and you start going into the encampments and you start having at them. That's it. Because there's no other way, guys, that this is going to end. Because when you keep giving spoiled children their way, what happens? They react poorly, and it only gets worse as you empower them by not doing anything. When you tell a spoiled child nothing, his behavior gets worse. And then what happens from there? Pro-Palestinian protests at Yale University allegedly turned violent with dozens of arrests. The University of South California canceled all its plans. Commencement speakers. Commencement speakers. I didn't know they had a graduation. Anyway, encampments have sprung up at campuses from Boston to Ann Arbor and Chapel Hill. It's not just Columbia. The unrest has taken the Ivy League universities in New York City, upended life for Jewish students and everyone else, is spilling over into the rest of the country. The spread of demonstration is being promoted and celebrated by pro-Palestinian activists, including the anti-Zionist Jewish Voice for Peace, whatever the hell that means, and it's prompting alarm that Jewish campus groups are calling on administrators to take aggressive actions. Again, the only action that can be taken is the action of your own. These people are relying on help, and help is not coming. It's just the bottom line. Students across the country said the Columbia arrest only further emboldened them to call for their universities to divest from Israel. Buoyed by the growing numbers of demonstrations, the National Umbrella of Students for Justice in Palestine announced the launch of a cross-campus initiative called Popular University for Gaza. They have a university now. All right, Rick, have a good night. This is a nice area. This is, I'm in Stowe, Vermont, by the way, for those wondering exactly where in Vermont I am. I'm in Stowe, Vermont. This is a nice area. I'm looking to come back here in the fall to do a, fall like photo shoot, video kind of deal. Goku. Yeah, exactly. No more dreams. Time for the nightmare. Because, guys, I mean, like, the crazy thing is that we're all fighting each other over some shit that's never going to change, nor is it going to stop. And not that we're fighting each other, but these idiots are protesting something they do not understand. That is the craziness about it. It's like, I don't know, you don't understand. And I see it all the time in the inner city, in the ghetto, if you will. You got people who talk shit and don't understand what the fuck they're talking about. You should see some of the shit, the calls we get. Where people say dumb shit, and you look at them like, are you fucking kidding me? And because they're uneducated, that's the same thing with these kids. They're uneducated and they're stupid. So stupid will continue to do stupid until stupid finally wakes up and realizes, I've been stupid my whole life. It's time for me to stop being stupid and be smart. But for these kids, it's not likely, because these stupid kids are going to get stupider for being stupid and being on stupid social media because they're fucking stupid. How many more times can I say stupid? Let's see. Anyway, over the last 72 hours, and this is what it's called now, the SJP chapter across the country have erupted in a fierce display of power targeted at their universities for the endless complicity and profiteering off the genocide in Gaza and the colonialization of Palestine. Now, a lot of these colleges, guys, have nothing to do with Israel. A lot of these colleges, there's no investment in a lot of these colleges into Israel. Some of these colleges are even invested into Palestine and or helping groups out to help out Palestinians. And somehow these morons do not understand any of that. So a lot of these kids think that they're fighting some kind of just war or protest or cause. They think they're fighting some just cause, and it's not. There's no justness. These kids, like I said, do not understand how the world works. They think they do. They went there, they went to a class, they sat there for one semester, and they think they're fucking smarter than shit, when actually they're dumber than shit. So that's just an interesting mindset to have. You go to college, you think you know what you know, but you don't know shit. These kids don't know anything. All of these kids are stupid. I've never seen such a more stupid group of kids ever. Deagle, I cannot see the moon. Holy shit. Hold on real quick. I think I can. Can you guys still hear me? Yes, you can. So I can see the glare of the moon because I'm standing on a ledge right now, but there are clouds blocking it. So I have to tell you guys, I'm not bragging or anything, but I bought the DJI Mic 2. This thing is awesome. I could walk away from the camera and you guys can still hear me. That's pretty cool. But the moon is coming up over the mountaintop, and I can see something going on. I can see a glow in the sky. Pretty cool glow in the sky. It's not bad, but it's not pink anymore. I think the pink part of it was the lower portion of the moon, when the moon was lower to the horizon, I mean. But it doesn't look pink, but it's a nice moon. If these clouds move out of the way by the end of this live stream, I can get a nice picture. This is how I kill myself, jumping off this fucking ledge. So let's jump into a little, fast forward in this article a little bit. So one of the first and most noticeable campuses to see Columbia-style encampment was Yale, whose protest began last week. Like Columbia, it ended in an arrest of a dozen students when police entered the campus overnight between Sunday and Monday. Pro-Palestinian students said she was stabbed in the eye by a pro-Israeli student said she was stabbed in the eye by a pro-Palestinian protester flag at the protest, which had been condemned by Democrat Representative Rosa, whatever her name is, who represents the district and called for a temporary ceasefire in the Gaza Strip. I like when these politicians go, I want to call for a ceasefire. Yes, exactly, ALC, we're going to listen to you. You are such a phenomenal politician, and you have the world's ear, that we're going to listen to you and shut it all down. These fucking politicians and their arrogance. Anyway, inciting hatred and violence towards Jewish students and community members, as we have seen at other universities, is completely unacceptable, and those responsible for violence or the violence must be held accountable. This is what DeLauro said. That's Rosa DeLauro, the Democratic representative. In a letter to students and its campus community, Yale Hilly leader Yuri Cohen, obviously Jewish, and Rabbi Jason Rubinstein, also Jewish, described the recent event as perhaps the most divisive, most fearful moment I have seen. Guys, they are like repeating themselves. It's like history is repeating itself. It's amazing. But I don't know, man. In the last night's chaos at Beniki Plaza, which could erupt again tonight, protests began the site of physical altercations that left a member of our community injured, which we cannot tolerate. This is Cohen and Rubinstein wrote. I have similarly heard troubling and credible first-hand accounts that respected Muslim members of the Yale community and their sacred symbols were treated and disrespected last night, for which there is no excuse. Now, okay, so a girl gets stabbed in the eye by a flag, and they try to compare that bullshit to this Muslim person's disrespect of their sacred symbol, which was treated with disrespect. What was that? Their prayer mat, their little hijab thing. They're gonna compare that to somebody getting stabbed in the eye, and this is when you know it's bullshit. When they sit there and go and they try to tell you, "Oh, Muslims are being treated just as bad." Not nearly as bad as Jews are at the moment. At the moment. Rabbit raccoon, nice one. Similar protests are springing at a range range of other schools. One student activist collective at the University of Michigan, they're called the Tari Coalition, said Monday that it too had set up an encampment on the Dage center of campus. I don't know what that is. DIAG, Dage. One banner at the encampment reads, "Long live the Intifada. Inspired by the 100 students facing academic and retaliation for protesting, facing academic retaliation for protesting Columbia University's investment in genocide, we, along with Students for Justice in Palestine chapter across the country, have made the bold and unwavering decision to occupy our campus until our demands are met in full." Do you listen to this shit? Do you understand what is going on, guys? These morons think their demands are going to be met in full. They think their demands are going to be met at all, let alone in full. Can you guys still hear me? All right. Hopefully you guys can still hear me. I touched the screen and I fuck 5x5. All right, good. I did the mic thing did something weird, but if it's still on, all right, cool. Span by span, appreciate it. The collective said it would not leave the space until we achieve full divestment from Israel. Do you understand how stupid these kids are? It's out of control. Yeah, I was whispering, now I'm not. Hopefully you guys can hear me. But they think, I mean, listen to this. We will not leave the space until we achieve full divestment from Israel, adding power to our freedom fighters, glory to our martyrs. These, holy shit balls. Balls of shit. Hopefully you guys can hear that. That is fucking insanity. These kids think that their demands are going to be met. I mean, like, that's called... And so they're not going to leave until... Listen, if one of my kids were protesting in such a way, I would have gone down to the school, hog-tied my kid or kids, threw them in the back of my truck, and took them home. And then left them hog-tied on the floor in the fucking basement until common sense prevails. Because these idiots seem to think that they're going to get some kind of justice done with this immature protesting. I just don't understand it. But anyway, point of all this, guys, is that America is going down the shitter in a hurry. There's not a lot of time left in regards to the stupidity that's going to start unfolding in the next couple of months, if not next couple of weeks. Things are going to get really out of control, really fast. And as preppers, we just need to be Johnny on the spot, ready to rock and roll for whatever happens. Now, do I think that the apocalypse is around the corner? No. Do I think that the world's going to end in the next couple of weeks? Absolutely not. Are we going to be glowing in the dark by next year? No. For all of the YouTube channels out there that are still pushing the nuclear fear, eat a dick, 1. 2, we're not going to be there. For the last, what is it now, 2 years, maybe? 2 years, people have saying that we were going to end up in a nuclear war. We are still here. The last 5 years now, the world was supposed to end, and we are still here. There's so many channels right now that don't address when they report wrong. It's insane. Because they're fine and comfortable with reporting bullshit, getting the views, and then moving right along. And that's part of the fear that I'm seeing, because I have people contacting me and nervous about what's going on. I'm like, yo, nothing's going to happen. Don't get me wrong. Something will eventually happen. Yes, that is why we get ready. But as far as thinking of it in the now and that this very moment is going to end, no, it's not going to end this moment. We got some time, man. Now, listen, there is always the curveball event. Always, right? We could wake up tomorrow and half of Israel's gone, or vice versa. That is the problem that we could see. Again, it's the curveball. And that shit can happen to anything. Listen, tomorrow, California could fucking drop into the bottom of the planet. A fissure can open up and swallow up fucking California. Right? So, I mean, there are a lot of things that can happen tomorrow. There are a lot of things that can happen in the next 500 years. It doesn't mean, guys, that we need to be a fucking nervous wreck and crying and hanging on the every word of every prepper channel, including myself. Don't do it. I like to, read these reports, but then that's it. I'm not going to sit there and tell you, guys, do yourself a favor. Go home and get the shit ready because it's on, and then start crying and carrying on like a bitch. Like I said, guys, this is not the Bitch Nigga Network. We're not going to be bitches here. We're just going to continue to do what we're going to do. We're going to notify one another of things that are going on. That's all we can do. Right? All right, so let's finish this up. So now, my question is, guys, is this division, right? This division, is it being done on purpose? Now, of course, the answer is yes, because that's the easy answer to the question. This division is absolutely being done on purpose. There is no reason, guys, why we are in such turmoil when it comes to a divisive subject like the Israeli-Hamas war. There's a side of me that believes that Benjamin Netanyahu was way heavy-handed with bombing Palestine. But I do recognize that he had to respond to Hamas. He had to. When Hamas did what they did, you had to respond. Now, again, part of me thinks that Benjamin Netanyahu let it happen, or just maybe his arrogance was so arrogant that he didn't think that attack was going to happen. And that's why it went down the way it did. But keep in mind, there was a lot of fishy things about that attack. But I leave it at that. But let's just say the attack was, in fact, a genuine, no one knew, they were surprised attack. You have to respond. And he responded appropriately. But then he got heavy-handed. Now, Hamas is no angel. Hamas is definitely going to continue to do what they're doing. So do I definitely believe in hammering out Hamas? Yeah, hammering them out. But you got to be a little tactful about it. Do I feel bad for the Palestinians getting bombed? No, absolutely not. Why? Because they were told to fucking leave 24 or 48 hours before the attack happened. And they knew the attack was coming. Right? They knew it was coming. And yet, with that, they stayed behind, and then they started crying when body parts started flying. So, I'm impartial about the whole thing because I don't fucking care. Right? And the fact that I don't care because we have problems here. Right? We have infrastructure problem. We have a cyber attack that's either going to be the Chinese or our government. You choose. We have extreme hurricanes and or storms coming up this year. We got a lot of things headed our way, guys, that we need to be way more concerned about. And I don't think for a second that we should be focused on Israel, Ukraine, Taiwan, or any other fucking bullshit country that's not going to fucking put money in my pockets or put money in your pockets. Right? We have migrants, guys, flooding this country. And we're worried about Ukraine and Israel. Why? We got a big fucking problem on our hand. A big problem. Listen, guys, I'm not on this channel for all of us to agree. We cannot all agree on the same shit. Sorry. I don't want this to be an echo chamber. I don't want everybody to agree with me, and I'm not going to agree with everybody. That is why I like this channel, and that is why I like my followers. A lot of you guys will break my fucking balls when you don't agree with me, but we'll come back the next week and watch my videos. So I respect that, you know. But that's not what this channel's for. This channel's not so that I could oh, my subscribers think I should think like this. I'm gonna be a robot and fucking think like that. Fuck that noise, dude. That is not who I was. Or was, sorry, am. That's not who I am. I'm not dead yet. But listen, guys, we again, and cities like New York are under siege, are under siege. You got to walk outside now and look over your shoulders. There are dudes in the city, guys, punching women in the face because they can. And women are getting punched in the face left and right like they were fucking hotcakes. That is the crazy. That's the shit we need to worry about. We don't need to worry about fucking what's going on in Israel. Israel is handling their fucking their situation. They're doing okay. We don't need to give them any more fucking money. Ukraine is a ploy. That's a bullshit war on both sides, Russia and Ukraine. Bullshit war. Just to stir up the fucking hornet's nest for whoever. Fuck them. We don't need to worry about that bullshit either. Taiwan, if they get invaded, there's nothing we can do about Taiwan. Taiwan, they better start speaking Chinese, Mandarin, Fukienese, whatever the fuck language is not in Taiwan. That's what they're going to have to start speaking. They better learn how to say dim sum and young chum boy, because that's what's going to happen. No one is going to be able to help Taiwan. Taiwan is a sinking ship, like the Titanic. There ain't dick we can do about it. So move the fuck on. But we can slow down the pace of illegal immigrants. We can put money back in people's pockets. We can lower this inflation and lower the cost of food. We can do all of that. But we choose not to. The politicians choose not to, rather, sorry. Instead, fucking 2 pounds of chicken is now $20 fucking dollars. You know? And the climate change argument is getting stronger every year. Or not every year, sorry. Every month it's getting stronger. And the whole thing that happened in Dubai, they're blaming climate change. I'm like, are you out of your mind? Seriously, the psych patients that are the politicians, the WEF, the WHO, all of them are out of their minds. They're going to blame climate change for everything moving forward. Google censorship. It was cloud seeding in Dubai. It wasn't climate change. But I could tell you this much. I keep talking about climate change. I can see fucking YouTube hitting me with a fucking strike me like, oh, your information was actually incorrect. Yes, Google censorship, exactly. They did cloud seeding. And they were warned about cloud seeding on the scale that they were doing it. And there was a massive flood. Listen, I'm releasing a video tomorrow morning on the whole flooding situation there. It was insane the amount of water they got. And so you mean to tell me that when you were warned about the cloud seeding, that you said, fuck it, I'm going to do it anyway? So you do it anyway, and then you turn around and go, oh, it wasn't a cloud seeding. That's like a child spilling milk, and it's the only child in the room. And the mother turns around and goes, Billy. And Billy goes, it wasn't me. It was my friend Derek, my black imaginary friend who knocked over the milk. And, you know, Billy's blaming a black kid for his mishaps. But whatever, that's a different subject. But still, guys, you see what I mean? That they're trying to dance around the fucking fact that they were messing with nature, and nature told them to go fuck himself. We're going to make it rain. And they didn't make it rain dollar bills on the stripper's ass. They made it rain in their city, and the water has nowhere to go now. So, of course, the argument is climate change. And it's going to be climate change for everything, guys. If Biden trips and falls right now, they will blame climate change. They'll be like, oh my God, you see how he fell? It was because the wind flipped up the mat, and he tripped on the mat, and he fell down and broke his hip. And they're going to be like, well, because of that wind, it was climate change. I'm trying to see if I can see the moon, but I can't. Yeah, I was hoping to give you guys a better view. I might do another live stream Thursday night out here as well. I might go at the other area over there. Can you guys see my finger? Over there. There's another area that I could hit up over there. That fire is down. But I'm gonna or just come back here and then do this one again. But yeah, and that's the other thing, guys. The cartel, not to forget the cartels. Forget about the cartels. The gangs are, and I hate to sound like a Power Ranger, but the gangs are powering up in the cities. In the major cities, they are gaining major ground. They're gaining major power. They're like, I mean, they're making fucking big, heavy moves, and the police forces around the nation are staring at them making these moves. I mean, it's insanity, the shit that's allowed to happen, and yet we are arguing with each other about the Ukraine. We're arguing with each other about Israel and Hamas. That doesn't make any sense. You really, it's yeah, it is a full moon, but like I said, there's a cloud blocking, and now the cloud fully blocked the moon, so I don't even see the glow. I don't even see the glow right now. But yeah, man, this is just yeah, Putin and Trump. And the crazy thing is, like, there are too many. Listen, there are a lot of people. There are a lot of people who are going to vote for Trump now. There are people who voted for Biden, and they're looking at Trump and like, you know what, we're going to vote for Trump. There are a lot of people who are going to switch their votes this time around. But like I told everyone, Trump will not save this country. He will slow the bleeding down, but he can't save it. For him to save it, he has to stay at least 8 years, and he can't. He only has 4 years. So he has 4 years of some very heavy work. Adriana, thank you for the heads up. He has, I was going to say 8 minutes of work. He has 8 years of work in front of him. And he has to hit the ground running when he wins. Right? Now, I know a lot of, I said this before, I'm going to say it again. I'm voting for Trump as of now, but I see a lot of backpedaling bullshit, and I see things that Trump is doing that just doesn't make sense right now. And I'm trying to figure out if he's doing it because he's playing it safe and trying to hit a bigger demographics for votes, or is he actually in the back pocket of the WEF or the WHO? It just, things are just not making sense. Some of the shit that he's doing, especially backing the, what was it, the $95 billion that went to the aid to aid or fund the other countries. I think he supported that, and he didn't like obviously I don't think he signed $95 billion package. Not that you know, he had anything to do with it, but I think he supports it. And I'm like, why would he support that? Why would he support giving $95 billion away when we could use that $95 billion in this country? It's amazing, guys, the when states ask the government, hey, we need some funding to fix this bridge or fix that road, the country, the federal government will turn around and go, we don't have money. But will immediately in the same breath turn around and go, but Israel, we're going to get you some more missiles. Ukraine, we're going to give you some money in your pocket so you have spending money. Taiwan, you need some new chopsticks? Here you go. Kushner is Jewish. He is. So I'm going to pull up the article where, well, if I can find it, pull up the article where yeah, so Trump supported the money going to Ukraine and said that Johnson is doing a good job. So again, like I said, is he playing it safe? Is he playing the, what you call a card? The again, playing both sides of the fence to get more votes? He could be doing that. The problem is, guys, I have this feeling that when he gets reelected, we're going to regret voting him in. I have this bad feeling. And when it comes with bad feelings with people, I'm normally right. But we shall see. We shall see where it goes. We shall see what he does in the next few months leading up to the election, and let's see what he does once he's in. Now, again, once he's in, he has to hit the ground running. Right? He has 8 years. He doesn't have. Someone said no Ukrainian money came on Trump. No, I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is that he support this $95 billion package. So I'm saying Johnson has been compromised. Listen, guys, all of the politicians I feel have been compromised. I think there's something they know, or they're just all falling in line because they're given an ultimatum of some kind. But I think every politician is paid and bought for. And if not, they're definitely blackmailed into doing what they're doing. So Michael X said they got blackmailed. Yeah, listen, I think a lot of people got blackmailed, man. I think a lot of people got blackmailed, but I also think a lot of people got bought. They were paid. So we shall see where this goes. Everything is being manipulated. Thank you for bringing that word. Everything's being manipulated. We're being manipulated. I think. I think a lot of people are falling for the bullshit, guys. It's just there's too much shit going on right now for us not to fall for the bullshit. And people are easily manipulated, especially in this day and age, because everybody's scared. Everybody is trying to figure out what's going on, and they can't. And when people are afraid and confused, they will believe anything they're told. There's only a few who will stay in the fucking cold, in the rain, and wait for the signal. But there are people who are just so scared, man, they'll believe anything they're told by any politician. I am not that fucking guy. And by the way, guys, if you want to do me a favor, hit the thumbs up or the thumbs down, whatever floats your boat. If you are pissy with me tonight, hit the thumbs down. If you're not, hit the thumbs up. I'm telling you, man, anytime I want to see the moon or a meteor shower or a fucking eclipse, I get jerked. And I am pretty sure the weather pattern is fucking with me. It's gotta be. It's gotta be a thing. They're like, wait, the angry preppers where? Let's just block his fucking view with clouds. Because I missed the solar eclipse. There was a meteor shower the other night. There were clouds in the sky for that. I'm just like, I just get screwed all the way around. I'm pretty sure I'm I'm being sought after when it comes with the weather. Though there is supposed to be a rainstorm headed this way, and according to my watch, in the next couple of minutes. But we shall see. We shall see where this goes. So yeah, I'm gonna run this in probably about another 5 minutes or so. I'm gonna run it over, and then I'm gonna head over to the Angry Truth. We're gonna jump on that for like a hot minute, like 20 minutes or so. Because why not? Well, hold on. Okay, I had something written down and I was gone. But whatever, I'll find it after this video. The pit. Yeah, I'm still at the pit. I'm hoping to get some more wood. I might see if I can contact the front desk and have like one or two more pieces come out, if they can. I know they don't like this shit burning all night, so there is that. But this fire is nice and warm. This shit is like incredibly warm. But yeah, this is a nice night out here too. I mean, before the rain starts, this is a very good night. But I'm trying to see if I can see the moon, and I can't. Can you guys still hear me? All right, because I'm pretty far away from. Man, the moon is gone. All right. Maybe it's set already. Or maybe that's just that many clouds in the sky. Who knows? but it's definitely the glow is gone. So there goes my picture taking for the moon. I'm telling you, somebody has it out for me with the weather. They're like, oh, he wants to see the sky? Fuck that dude. We're gonna cover the skies. Oh, he wants to look at the stars? Fuck that dude. We're covering the stars. Can't see shit. And the other fire is completely out. Like I said, I'm like gonna wait to a couple minutes or so. It's 10 p.m. here. Yes, it is 10:01 here. I figured in another 5 minutes or so, like I said, I'll click off. Actually, you know what? I'll click off now. I'm gonna head over to the Angry Truths channel. That's all right. $95 billion possible future TikTok ban. And that's the other thing too with this bill. The TikTok ban, if I'm not mistaken, was in it, and that's going to create another divisive movement in this country, guys. The TikTok ban, believe it or not, a social media app is going to draw division in this country. That's, yo, I'm telling you, like it's all being done on purpose so we can all be at each other's necks. But anyway, guys, I'm gonna head over to the Angry Truth channel. Give me about 5 minutes or so to set up, and I'll see you guys there. All right, guys? Later, and thank you for joining me. Thank you for dealing with my bullshit, and I'll see you guys in the Angry Truth channel. And for those who will be back on for the doubleheader Thursday night, I will be on Thursday night as well. All right, guys, thank you for watching.